So you're thinking about buying the Corsair MP600 Pro XT SSD. You want that insane 7100 megabyte per second speed. You want your games to load instantly. But before you spend your money, you need to see this. I bought it. I tested it. And I found some critical problems that no one is talking about. For the best price, click the link in the description. This isn't just another review. This is the honest truth about where this drive shines and where it completely falls apart. That blistering speed comes with some serious heat, literally and figuratively. But here's what surprised me. The biggest issue wasn't the performance. It was something far more frustrating that could make this drive a terrible choice for your specific setup. Therefore, stick around because by the end of this, you'll know exactly if this is the right Gen 4 SSD for you or if you should run for the hills. Let's dive in. Right off the bat, the specs are mind-blowing. PCIe Gen 4 X4, NVMe 1.4, up to 7100 MB read, 6800 MB write. Corsair promises extreme storage performance to leave standard SSDs in the dust. They're not wrong about the speed. In a perfect, chilly lab environment, this thing screams. It's like strapping a rocket to your data. Your PC made faster, they say. And for gaming, booting Windows, transferring files, it should be a dream. The product description boasts high-density 3D TLC NAND for endurance and a stylish aluminum heat spreader to keep things cool. It even has a 5-year warranty. Sounds perfect, right? But specs on a box are one thing. Real-world use is a completely different beast. Therefore, let's peel back the marketing and see what's really going on inside this tiny piece of tech. The first problem is that heat spreader. Stylish aluminum, they call it. It looks cool, I'll give them that. But is it effective? Well, it's better than nothing, which is what some drives offer. However, under sustained workloads, this drive gets hot. Really hot. We're talking thermal throttling hot. You see, to hit those insane speeds, the controller and NAND are working overtime. That generates heat. The heat spreader helps, but it's not a miracle worker. If your motherboard has a dedicated M.2 heatsink or your case has poor airflow, you might be cooking your drive more than your dinner. And a throttling SSD is a slow SSD. All that promised speed goes out the window when the temperature climbs. Therefore, your awesome gaming rig might actually be slowing this drive down. That's like buying a sports car, but only being allowed to drive it in a school zone. Let's talk installation and compatibility. This uses the standard M.2 2280 form factor. That's good. It should fit in most modern motherboards. But here's the sneaky problem that tripped me up. The thickness. That stylish aluminum heat spreader adds bulk. It's not a flat drive. If your motherboard's M.2 slot is tucked under a graphics card or has a pre-installed heatsink, you might have a clearance issue. You could be forced to remove the Corsair heatsink to make it fit, which defeats the purpose and voids your warranty. Not so stylish now, is it? I had to wrestle with mine for 20 minutes. It was like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole if the square peg was also slightly angry. Therefore, always check your motherboard manual before buying. This drive can be a diva about its personal space. Now, performance. When it's cool, it's fast. Blisteringly fast. Crystal disk mark numbers are impressive, hitting close to the advertised specs. Loading screens in games like Cyberpunk 2077 or Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart do shorten. File transfers are quick. But is that raw speed noticeable over a good Gen 3 drive in everyday use? For most people, not really. Windows might boot a second faster. Games might load a few seconds quicker. The difference between 3 seconds and 2 seconds to load a level is not exactly life-changing. You're paying a premium for Gen 4 speed. But here's the catch. To even use that speed, you need a compatible CPU and motherboard. If you're on an older platform, this drive will be bottlenecked. It's like having a fire hose connected to a garden tap. Therefore, ask yourself, do you genuinely need this much speed, or are you just spec sheet shopping? Let's discuss endurance and value. Corsair rates this drive up to 3,000 terabytes written for the 2 TB model. That's a lot. For a typical user, this drive will last longer than your desire to keep your current PC. The 5-year warranty is also solid peace of mind. But the price? The price. This is where the problems multiply. The MP600 Pro XT often sits at a premium compared to competitors like the Samsung 980 Pro or the WD Black SN850. You're paying for the Corsair brand and that heatsink. But if the heatsink causes fitment issues or doesn't perform well, what are you paying for? You could get similar performance for less money if you're willing to provide your own cooling. Therefore, the value proposition gets shaky fast. It's like paying for a 5-star hotel but getting a room with a broken air conditioner. I scoured the top Amazon reviews, which have an average rating of 4.8 stars. People love the speed. They rave about the performance boost. But if you read between the lines, the 1-star and 2-star reviews tell the real story. Users report drives dying unexpectedly. Others mention the heatsink falling off. A few talk about compatibility headaches with certain motherboards. While the majority have a great experience, the outliers highlight potential failure points. No product is perfect, but when you're trusting your operating system and games to a drive, reliability is key. Therefore, that 4.8-star rating needs a small asterisk. It's mostly brilliant, but when it fails spectacularly. So, should you buy it? Here's the resolution. The Corsair MP600 Pro XT is a fantastic drive on paper and in ideal conditions. If you have a well-ventilated case, a compatible motherboard with room for the heatsink, and a workload that genuinely benefits from Gen 4 speeds, like 4K video editing or huge file transfers, this drive can be a monster. It delivers on its speed promises when cool. The warranty is excellent. But for the average gamer or general user, the problems are hard to ignore. The thermal throttling risk, the potential fitment issues, and the premium price make it a tricky recommendation. Therefore, my final verdict is this: only buy the MP600 Pro XT if your setup is ready for it. Otherwise, you might be buying frustration. For most people, a high-quality Gen 3 drive or a Gen 4 drive with a better thermal solution is a smarter, less problematic choice. But if you've checked all the boxes and want that top-tier speed, it's a powerful option. For the best price and to check current deals, click the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.